Welcome into College Football Now. I am Tom Downey. As we do each and every single year, we're breaking down the top 25 early National Signing Day classes, knowing things can, will, and certainly are going to change in the end. We're even doing some editing on the fly here with various flips and decommits that aren't even reflected in the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings, which is what these top 25 are based on, but we'll eventually get caught up by the time the video goes out. If you love college football, show it by liking today's video. Free, simple, and easy to do. We're going to have some great college football coverage for you here on the channel. Let's get it popping with a like today. Before we get to the top 25, some notable non-top 25 classes here. Minnesota is the first team out, 31 commits. West Virginia, a large class, 43 commits. They check in at 28, which Rich Rod should end up with one of, if not the outright highest class in West Virginia history. Vanderbilt got technically the biggest get of the cycle, flipping five-star quarterback number 1 overall, Jared Curtis, away from Georgia. Ole Miss, and not really having Lane Kiffin, there at 32. Auburn's done a decent job closing today, adding some players. They moved up almost 15 spots. And Penn State, a disaster. No coach yet, 2 commits. Of note, the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings rank 192 schools. Penn State's 150 behind like every single MAC school. Just a horrific class for Penn State this year. All right, in the top 25, Iowa checks in at number 18. They got 8 4-stars, led by number 140, Traden Bessinger, who's a quarterback. SMU wasn't in the top 25 to begin today, have moved on up. They are number 23, led by running back Christian Rhodes, which that just sounds like an SMU name. I love it. South Carolina is number 23, 14 commits in total, 8 4-stars, by the way, for Iowa and SMU, 9 for South Carolina. Couple top 100 guys, offensive lineman Darius Gray, the gem. Of note, quarterback Landon Duckworth, who's 132 overall, hasn't signed as of filming. He is potentially on flip watch for the Gamecocks. Number 22, James Franklin. I think he made the comment today that most classes take 2 years. They did his in 2 weeks. Pretty damn good for the Hokies. 23 commits. A lot of Penn State flips in there, by the way. Top players, number 189, linebacker Terry Wiggins. Illinois, number 21, 30 commits, 5 4-stars, so the volume helping out the Illini on that front. Number 20 is BYU, with keeping their coach probably the biggest get of all. 19 commits, 6 of them are 4-stars. The big one is Ryder Lyons, who is not set to sign today, might not sign in the early period either. Some buzz. He was waiting to see the coaching staff, but also might not have done it anyway. He's also not going to be on the team this year. He's going to go do the LES mission, but he is number 38 overall, and, the Mormons get the good Mormon. Go figure. Number 19, Texas Tech. 20 commits. 2 of them are 5-stars. The stunner from months ago, Felix Ojo, who Tech wasn't really in the mix for, and then dropped the NIL bag and landed him. And also number 15 overall, LaDainian Guyton, who was an edge rusher. 2 big-time commits there for the Red Raiders on their way to the college football playoff. Clemson, number 18, they've got 19 commits. 10 of them are 4-stars. Naheem Burrows, the number 61 ranked overall player at wide receiver. Contavious Anderson, number 85 at safety. The Tigers are going to have to do more in the transfer portal this year. And we know Texas Tech is going to, because it's worked out pretty good for them so far. As we enter the new era of college football, what do you like more? Are you a throwback person and like the recruiting side of it? Or are you all in on free agency in college football? That's the transfer portal. R or T, let me know in the comments section of today's show. How about 39 commits for North Carolina? They kind of pivoted the business and went all in on signing young guys there. Not all of these guys have signed yet out for most of these teams, but also for North Carolina, so might not quite come in at 39. The top one is number 127, Kenton Dobson, a cornerback. Florida, in kind of, but not really, John Summerall's first class, as he kind of came in late to try to close it out there. 18 commits, 13 of them are 4-stars. 1 guy in the top 100, Davian Gross, a wide receiver. C.J. Bronner, the cornerback, they did hold off a flip from him and kept him in the class. Oklahoma is number 15, 24 commits, 12 of them are 4-stars. They got number 68 overall, Bo Bentley. What a name. That guy's going to be a superstar, I guarantee it. Jake Krull, another elite name, the edge rusher. What a great name for an edge rusher. Krull. I mean, come on. He's number 72 overall. And then, like, regular named Jonathan Hatton Jr. is a running back. He's 74th overall. Again, all of this per the 24/7 Sports Composite. Today's show is made possible by PrizePicks. It is the holiday season. The best time of the year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, all happen at once. And while you and I are making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, what game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right, and that is PrizePicks. They got a new feature. They now offer early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you might have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. They do have college football PrizePicks lineups. For example, you could do the SEC Power Play or Flex Play. That way, if you get one wrong, you still cash out in the end. Jeremy Bernard, more than a half touchdown. Gunnar Stockton and Ty Simpson, more than respective passing yards there. Get in on the action in more than 45 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Number 14, Florida State. 31 commits in this class. A pretty big one for Mike Norvell as he enters next year on the hot seat. 12 of them are 4 stars, led by number 41 overall quarterback Chauncey Kennan. The Huskies of Washington, number 13 with 23 commits in total. 1 5-star recruit from that is number 19 overall, an offensive tackle by the name of Cody Green, also have a top 100 running back commit as well. Number 12, LSU. 16 commits for now. We'll see if Lane Kiffin can pull off any other flips. Richard Anderson, the defensive lineman, 5-star commit there. Of note, you should monitor number 2 overall player, Lamar Brown. He had made the comment he wanted to see like how the defensive staff shakes out. They're going to keep the D.C. Baker. I would assume he's still on the fold there for LSU, but is worth monitoring. By the way, 2 5-stars, 13 4-stars of the 16 commits. Good efficiency. Michigan, number 11, 27 commits. 2 of the top 10 players at number 6, edge rusher Carter Meadows. Number 8, running back Xavion Hitter, who has had a whirlwind recruiting for going into his went to Michigan a couple weeks/months ago. Also have a top 100 edge in Julian Walker. We will be live for all of the college football playoff games this year. So tune in if you want to watch with us, have some fun. Hit that sub button right now. The Miami Hurricanes, 30 commits. They have 1 5-star. That is number 4 ranked overall player, offensive tackle Jackson Cantwell. He was an earlier commit for the Hurricanes that they closed on officially today. Big get there for Miami. Texas A&M checks in at number 9, 26 commits. Just a 1 5-star, 34th overall, Brandon Arrington, an athlete, but also number 43, KJ Edwards, a running back. Number 60, defensive lineman Bryce Perry White. Wide receiver Aaron Gregory, 84th overall, and the number 100th ranked recruit, exactly, Victor Singleton, a cornerback. Of those 26 commits, the 1 5-star, 22 4-stars. Texas checks in at number 8 with 23 commits as of filming. The gem of the class is the 5-star quarterback, Dia Bell. They've also got 2 front 7 players, linebacker Tyler Atkinson and edge Richard Wesley, who are defensive pieces and 5 stars. 12 different 4-stars in that class. Several of them, by the way, playing defense. Only 1 offensive tackle in the top 100, which they need more there. It's been a weird day for Ohio State. They've got 27 commits. The flip of Caden Dixon-Wyatt was mostly expected, but then the Brian Hartline departure happened, and he took the job at South Florida kind of late in the process there. General vibe is it sounded like South Florida was going to land Colin Klein, and then Kansas State, Chris Klieman retired, and Klein went back to his alma mater, and South Florida go to plan B, and that was Brian Hartline. Kind of a weird situation. Well, Chris Henry is committed but not signed and said he's going to take his time after all the chaos with both Oregon losing its OC and Ohio State losing Brian Hartline. Jaquan Guilford got offered by LSU late when Lane Kiffin took over. He might be a flip there. The only 5-star is Chris Henry Jr. It'd be a massive loss for Ohio State. Beyond that, there are some really good defensive pieces. Kahari Wilder's a top 50 player. Same with Sincere Johnson. But losing the gem of your class, a 5-star receiver, when you've been wide receiver because you lose Hartline, would be a huge blow for the Buckeyes. Decision is still pending on Chris Henry Jr. Who will end up landing him? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Number 6 is Georgia. They've been a little bit dicey with some losses, but overall, very quality class. There are 30 commits in total. Iken Ogboko, I think I pronounced that correctly, is number 3 overall, the tackle, or the offensive tackle, I should say. A couple other 4-stars led by Caden Prothro, the tight end, and then a bunch of defensive pieces as well, including, not yet signed, but pretty firmly committed, Justice Fitzpatrick, Minka's brother. Number 5, the Tennessee Volunteers. Has been a pretty darn good day for Tennessee. Couple different flips. Legend Bay, the athlete who might be a running back when it's all said and done. Maybe receiver, running back, hybrid type of guy. From Ohio State, Carter Gooden from UCLA. Updated this for some stuff that had happened like right before we started filming. 2 5-stars, by the way. The gem is Faison Brandon, the quarterback. Then also Tristan Keys. Quality showing from Josh Heupel and company. Alabama is number 4. 21 commits in total. 4 5-stars, by the way, is Xavier Crowell, the running back, Xavier Griffin, the edge, Jordan Edmonds, the corner, Jair Edwards, the safety. Also got Cedarian Morgan, a wide receiver who's a top 50 recruit. 69 overall, very nice. Jet Tamal, the quarterback. It's a good job by Kalen DeBoer as he looks to win an SEC championship this year. How about the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame? Number 3 in the class this year. 27 commits, also with 4 5-stars. That's the trend, by the way, for 4, 3, and 2. Rodney Durham, the edge. Ian Premier, the tight end, or Premer, the tight end, which could be the next great Notre Dame tight end there. Gahari Adams, Joey O'Brien, defensive back pieces there. Very quality class for Notre Dame. Now, depending on what happens officially with Chris Henry Jr., and maybe some other flips that are lingering out there, the number 1 class could change. Who will it end up being? There's 2 former Pac-12 schools here at the top. Let me know who you think ends up with the number 1 class in the comments section of today's show. Number 2 is Oregon, and they are hot and heavy after Chris Henry Jr. We'll see if the Ducks can make a flip there. 4 5-stars in this class. Emmanuel Iheanacho, the offensive lineman, Anthony Jones, the edge, and then Kendra Hendrickson, another tight end in there. Jet Washington, also a very highly touted recruit for the Ducks on top of that. And we'll see if they can end up landing, Chris Henry Jr. or not. Been some buzz on Devin Jackson for Nebraska, flipping him, but don't think that one's going to happen. Overall, it's a good class for Oregon. But how about number 1? USC, only with 1 5-star, but they have 21 4-stars, which is really good. That's tight end Mark Bowman is their lone 5-star. Ethan Feaster, Luke Waffle, Albert Hill, Jamie Winfield, Keeney Pepe, I think is how that is pronounced there. They also flipped Caden Dixon Wyatt. Those are all 4-stars there. Big class for Lincoln Riley as he tries to get USC back to the college football playoff next year.